So good morning, everyone. Yesterday we have already discussed something about introduction to C, where we have seen how the programs compiled and how different kind of errors may occur at different phases of compilation. And one program we have seen for addition of two number and printing of some messages. Now let me discuss about different data types available in C language. So these are the data types. Why data types are required? This is a very important question. Why data types are required? Because C is a language and you must need to show the C compiler that what is inside your system. Okay. How do you deal with particular segment of memory? If you are entering 12, okay, what is the meaning of 12, whether it is integer or float? For this purpose, we have C has a flexibility of defining data types. So there are primitive. Primitive means inbuilt data type. Okay, inbuilt already with compiler. It is available with compiler where numeric and non-numeric data types are available. And in numeric, there are two different data types, integer and floating point. To declare integer, int is a keyword, and if you want to declare double means if you want to declare just the size of this integer multiplied by 2, then long is there. Suppose integer is of 4 byte, then long is of 8 byte. Okay. So the range may vary from long to integer. So these are two different type. And likewise in floating point also, float is available. Okay, float is simple floating point, 4 byte, and double is also available, means double precision. Whenever we are talking about double, so it is double precision floating point number. Now non-numeric, it is non-numeric. Okay, so non-numeric may include character, fine, and this character can further becomes a string. Okay, but it is non-primitive. So these are the primitive data types available with compiler. Primitive means already available with compiler. This is generic type of data type. Okay, generic type of data type, and it is derived. Non-primitive means derived. Okay, so this is derived, and this array is derived from integer. Okay, simple thing is there. Array is simple array of integer, array of character, anything. Array of integer, array of character, array of floating point number, array of structure, anything you can create with the help of array. Fine. Next is structure. Structure is, suppose you want to write date. So this date include DD, YY. So C has a great flexibility. You can create your own data type. So this will provide flexibility to create our own data type. Okay. So we can create our own data type using structure. Then union is combination of functions and structures. So, and the size of means if you want to use particular thing, it is advanced version of structure. So if you want to use a particular thing, then you can use with union. Okay. In this case, if the data type size is 8 byte, then it is 8 byte throughout, but it is flexible. Okay, flexible data type. Fine. Then come to enumeration. Enumeration means if you want to write something like 1, 2. So if you are writing 1, 2, 3, 4, it has different meaning. It has numerical meaning. So it will be coming later on. So I will show you how these enumeration and all other things will be coming into existence for defining the program and declaring the variable. Now come to integer types. There are varieties of integer available. Fine. So this integer types may also include character, signed character, unsigned character, short, unshort, and integer. I had already shown you that what is the size of particular integer. Here it is talking about 2 or 4. Yes, 2 or 4 is given. It means sometimes some compilers give you a size of integer as 2, or some compilers give you the size of integer as 4 byte. Okay. So if you want to calculate the sizes from what is the range of particular what you can say, what is the range of particular data type, then you can calculate using this table. Fine. So you can create one program also. Let me show you how the program will be created, and it is one exercise for you. Okay. Yes. So this program will be created by you, and you can create very easily if you understand one line, and just try to check and send it to chat. Okay. So what is the program? Our aim is to find range of different data types. Okay. So just write this program as usual. Include stdio.h. Then next line include. So there is a question that which file is available for you to check the limits of data type. Okay, to check the limits of data type. So different data types here you are able to see. Now integer main followed by no integer is required. Just this is a program. I am writing one line of code. Okay, I am giving one line of code for unsigned long. So you need to extend this program for all the lines. Printf /n the range of unsigned unsigned long is printf min equals to 0 because it is unsigned long. So there is no need to write any variable, and comma max equals to %d, then comma, and you need to write what is the maximum uint underscore max. Okay, so this is a variable you can use freely, and it will give you output and then return 0. Fine. So you need to write the program for whole because I am having less space. That's why I had used 2printf. You can write in single printf also. And let me show you how this will work. Okay, later on, I will show you later on because I had already discussed about what is the data size, data type size, how do you calculate the size of data size, and it is associated with binary number system. Yes or no? Yes or no? Or you are just
Yes, sir.
attending this? Yes. This class, if you are attending this class for sake of the presence, then please don't attend this class. Okay. because this is revision class. This is for only those person who are interactive in use and who are able to understand the things. Okay, so it is because it is for your doubt clearing. So it is expected from all of you कि आप इसको जो भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा आप उसको पूछ लीजिए तुरंत. ठीक है. So this is the program and you need to write program for all the sizes of integer to calculate ranges of various data types. Okay. For this purpose, you require this table and this is minimum and this is maximum. Suppose the same thing if it is used for long integer only long. Okay. If you are using for long integer, then you can use here %d. Here you can use %d and just write long min. Long underscore min. Fine. So it will give you output and it will, and if it is you are not able to run this program, then please tell me. Now come to tokens. One thing is remaining here. Yes. Now come to float. Yes, here one more thing is given, that format. If you want to access character, then %c is there, %c for sign character, and short integer hi, short unsigned short hu. Okay, integer %i or %d. %i represent integer or %d represent decimal. Okay, that's why both the conventions are there. %u unsigned integer, %li long integer and %unsigned long lu. Okay, तो जब भी आप printf के साथ यूज करेंगे तो you can use these things. Now you can ask the question that you have solved for unsigned long and here you have written %d. Why? Because %d is the size of this. It is not the range of actually. Yes. This is very important. Here you need to write LU, otherwise it will give you wrong answer. Whatever format is given, you just need to write here and just show me what is your output. Okay. Now come to second real type of type. Yes.
सर
Yes.
ये सब डिफरेंस कैसे देते हैं सर प्रोग्राम में?
ये सब
मतलब कि अपन जैसे किसी %d की जगह % दूसरा यूज कर लेंगे तो वो डिफरेंस कैसे देंगे प्रोग्राम में सर?
बिल्कुल देंगे आप. आपकी जरूरत क्या है ये बताइए. आप यदि किसी का, यदि आप केवल क्या काउंटिंग कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, काउंटिंग.
यस सर.
काउंटिंग के लिए आप यूज करते हैं इंटीजर. बहुत बड़ी काउंटिंग करनी है तो लॉन्ग इंटीजर. बहुत बड़ी काउंटिंग पॉजिटिव करनी है, पॉजिटिव काउंटिंग के लिए आप यूज करोगे अनसाइंड इंटीजर. जैसे रोल नंबर बहुत बड़ा डिजिट होता है ना, अनसाइंड हुआ वो. फिर यदि और अब तो सारी चीजें पॉजिटिव ही हो गई, और यदि और बड़ा करना है अनसाइंड लॉन्ग इंटीजर तो होता नहीं अनसाइंड इंटीजर, या अनसाइंड लॉन्ग इंटीजर भी आप यूज कर सकते हैं. लॉन्ग अनसाइंड इंटीजर. ठीक है. अब आप परसेंटेज कैलकुलेट करना चाहते हैं तो परसेंटेज के लिए आप फ्लोट यूज करोगे. आप नाम लिखना चाहते हो तो आप कैरेक्टर यूज करोगे. यही तो डेटा टाइप्स है. क्लियर और नॉट?
ओके सर.
आप अभी प्रोग्राम देखोगे. हाँ
सर, पिछले वाले एग्जांपल में आपने मिनिमम और मैक्सिमम दोनों में %d लिखवाया है.
हाँ.
बट सर वो %d क्यों होगा? वो वहां पे तो कुछ और दे रखा था, %lu दे रखा था.
कुछ और दे रखा है, आपको रेंज कैलकुलेट करनी है ना. फिर मैंने आपको जब आप जाग रहे थे उसी टाइम पे मैंने बोला कि यहाँ पर हम %lu लिखेंगे करके. ओके.
तो सर मिनिमम में %d क्यों लिखेंगे?
क्योंकि छोटा सा रेंज है इसलिए परसेंट ही लिख देंगे, मैक्सिमम है आप परसेंटाइल ही लिखोगे। भाई कोई नंबर 4 आना है, ये 4 कितना बड़ा स्पेस ऑक्यूपाई करेगा, इंटीजर के बराबर छोटा सा। लेकिन यदि कोई नंबर 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 ऐसा नंबर आ रहा है, इस पर्पस के लिए आपको बड़ा नंबर यूज करना पड़ेगा। मैं अभी आपको, आप प्रोग्राम बना के देखो, नहीं बनेगा तो फिर मैं बताऊंगा करके, ठीक है।
ओके सर। हाँ सर।
यहाँ पर भी आपको एक प्रोग्राम लिखना है, मैं सिर्फ इसका प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट लिख रहा हूँ। प्रिंट परसेंटेज फ्लोर रेंज, अब मुझे लिखना है मिनिमम, min equals to %f, okay, don't put semicolon here, or you can okay, don't put, just give /t, and then max equals to %f, double quote, comma, then just write flt underscore min and comma flt underscore max. Okay. Likewise, you can calculate for double and all other ranges. So this is all about real types. Real types means it includes decimal point, while integer includes, integer does not include any decimal point. Now come to tokens. What are the tokens in C? Actually, whenever compiler is going to compile any program, it will identify keywords, identifier, constant, operator, and punctuation symbol. Fine. So on the basis of this, these all things, whatever you are using inside C program, it is token. Now just see the keywords. There are limited keywords and it is not visible to you, I think. Okay. But you can see, and if if this PowerPoint is available with you, you can click on this and get the answer for particular keyword. So here, so many keywords are there. Actually, not so many. Each row consists of 8 keywords. Fine. So a sum of 32 keywords. These keywords are dictionary. Actually, this is dictionary of C. Okay. And on the basis of this dictionary, we can write program. We can write the, this is dictionary of C, and using this dictionary of C, you can write any program. But grammar is also required. Okay. So grammars are there, then syntaxes are also there. So syntax is also required. So on the basis of these combination of these words, it will create the grammar and it will automatically run the program. Like A equals to A plus B. This is correct syntax, but A plus B equals to A is incorrect. Okay, so because it is defined in grammar, how it is, how this thing may be used. Fine. Now come to second program. Another simple C program adding 2 integer. So already we have seen that include comments are there, include stdio.h and main. This program is there. Now integer 1, integer 2 and sum. Declaration of variable. Now come to declaration of variable. Variable क्या होते हैं? What are the variable? Variables are the location in memory where a value can be stored. Okay. So आपने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले क्वेश्चन पूछा था सर कि कैसे इंटीजर कैसे फ्लोट. So जैसे आप इंटीजर लिखते हैं, automatically it will create 4 byte of space for modern compiler. Okay. This 4 byte. So the ranges of this number may vary from 2 to the power minus 2 to the power 31 minus 0 to plus 2 to the power 31 minus 1. Okay, this is the range of number, and you cannot write number beyond this. Fine. So this is our range, and because compiler must know, this is not the compiler, whatever you are writing, whatever you are typing, it will type. Even if you are writing any number in calculator, it is not able to calculate all the multiplications or division. It has some limit. Fine. What do you mean by integer? Integer means the variable can hold integers like -1, 3, 0, 47, etc. Variable name, this is our identifier. Whenever we are talking about variable name, this is our identifier, because we cannot simply write integer. Either we need to provide its anonymous name. So means some name we need to show. So here integer 1 is written. Okay. You can write your own choice name like A, B, C, but you cannot write int because it is keyword. Identifiers consist of letters, digit, and cannot begin with a digit. And this is means ये parenthesis में लिखा हुआ है, parenthesis वाला, और इसके अलावा ये है underscore. So underscore 1, 2, 3 is valid identifier. Main is not a valid identifier. Okay. M1 is valid identifier. M2 is valid identifier. Fine. And M1 underscore M2 is valid identifier. Double underscore is valid identifier. These all are valid identifier. So मैंने आप लोगों को एक डायग्राम बताया था, ये डायग्राम मैं फिर से यहाँ बता रहा हूँ कि यदि आप आइडेंटिफायर बनाना चाहते हैं तो किस तरह से बनाएंगे. तो it must begin with, just see this diagram and it is very easy for you. Okay. So initially it may be combination of small a to z, capital A to Z, and underscore. Okay. This is our start. You cannot, you can take reoccurrence. Then if you want to use some other digits also, so here you can use some other digits. So A to Z, 0 to 9, and underscore. Fine. And after that, this will give you correct identifier. Fine. What is the meaning of this diagram? You can start with any alphabet or underscore, and you can use any number after that. Fine. Yes or no? Or let me let me clarify this diagram once again. If you want to use any number, fine. If you want to use any number 0 to 9, you can use, but in first place, always it is always begin with these many things, and after that 0 to 9 you can include. Okay. Now I think it is very, very clear diagram. So this is variable name, how to write variable name. Now come to declarations appear before executable statement. So जैसे आपने लिखा कि a plus b equals to c equals to a plus b. You cannot use directly. Before this, you must declare it as integer a, b, and c. So if an executable statement reference an undeclared variable, it will provide a syntax error because it is not there in grammar or dictionary. Scanf. What is the meaning of scanf? Scanf %d. %d is fetching. It is fetching or waiting. Okay. For this variable. Okay. Suppose ये आपका integer 1 बना हुआ है और यहाँ जैसे ही आपने scanf में %d लिखा, ये स्कैन करता है यूजर को कि यूजर कोई ना कोई इनपुट प्रोवाइड करेगा. तो obtains a value from user. Scanf uses standard input, usually keyboard. Scanf usually keyboard. यानी कि जब तक आप कीबोर्ड से उसको डेटा नहीं देंगे तब तक वो आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा. This scanf statement has two arguments, %d यहाँ इसकी बात कर रहे हैं, हर एक scanf की नहीं कर रहे हैं। %d, it indicates data should be a decimal integer. Okay, D for decimal. Address of integer, location in memory to stored variable. So I had written integer 1. It is location. Actually, this location is identifiable for me, but memory does something else. 4, 2, 6, 7, 8, likewise. Okay, this is the memory location and is confusing in beginning. For now, just remember to include it with a variable name in scanf statement. Okay, केवल scanf statement में आपको ये याद रखना है, लेकिन मैंने आपको बता ही दिया है %d and whatever value is given by user, it will be stored at the address of integer. %d will fetch input from keyboard, and this value will be stored at the address of variable name. What is the variable name here? Integer 1. Now is it clear to all of you? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
When executing the program, the user responds to the scanf statement by typing in a number, then passing the enter key. Okay, so this is our connecting. It is fetching. Computer is fetching. Actually, with %d, let me clarify. With %d, our program or computer will fetch input from keyboard, and this input from keyboard is given by user. Okay, so this is all about scanf.
Sir,
Yes,
sir, if the input is already given in program, then scanf will use or not?
no, there is no requirement of scanf then. If suppose a program is written like this, okay, main, fine, integer a equals to 50, integer b equals to 60. Okay, suppose this is the program, and if you want to print the sum of these two things, printf sum equals to %d, just write %d for printing, okay, comma a plus b. There is no requirement of a scanf statement, and return 0. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so assignment. See, this is assignment and this is relation. A equals to B and A equals to B. This says that if B equals to 50, okay, then this says that A is equals to 50. It is assignment. But what is the meaning of this? If A is 29 and B is 60, तो ये check कर रहा है whether A is equal to B or not. Fine. ये क्या कर रहा है? A assigns value of B into A. B is assigned to A. Okay, clear? So both the things are different. So here I am talking about assignment operator. Assign a value to a variable. Is a binary operator, has two operand. It is a binary operator. Okay, one operand and two operand. This whole set is known as second operand. Sum gets variable 1 plus 2. Variable receiving value on left. Okay, and then printf sum is %d/n. So similar to scanf, but %d means decimal integer will be taken or it will be printed. It will be now it is fetching from memory. In previous case, it is fetching from user. Now here Sorry. Now here it will be fetching from memory because already stored in memory. So this will be done. And now see in previous here scanf. Okay, this variable is created and scanf as soon as user has given any value, suppose 457 is given in integer 1 and integer 2, suppose uh, 33 will be given. Okay, so and in sum there is nothing, in sum there is nothing because we have written the statement in next slide that sum equals to variable 1 plus variable 2. तो ये जो sum equals to variable 1 plus 2 है ये प्रोसेसर के अंदर प्रोसेस होता है, ठीक है. Inside that processor it will calculate the value, it will calculate the summation. So what is the summation? 457 plus 33. Okay, so what is the result? 0, 9 and 4. Now the calculated result again go back to first one is 457 and second is 33 and then sum. Now this accumulated result will be sent to this location and this is 490. In next step, printf sum is %d. Okay, this is done by processor. This is done by processor. Why we are purchasing processor? Due to this purpose. Now, if the statement like this, sum is, so sum is will be printed in screen and this %d fetched from memory. So what is the memory name? Name of memory is sum. So it will check for sum and whatever value is there, it will printed here and this is 490 and after that /n is written, so cursor will start blinking here. समझ में आ गया आप लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So %d means decimal integer will be printed and sum specifies what integer will be printed. Sum specifies what integer will be printed. Calculations can be performed inside printf statement. Sorry. So actually it is this calculation is performed. You can also do the same thing. You can also, if you are interested to perform the calculations inside this printf statement, you can do the same thing, but this will be printed. Actual calculation will done at processor and the final result will be transferred to this location. Okay, so this is our processor and processor will finally transfer this result to this %d place. Now come to memory concept. So it is explaining how memory will take the variable. Variable names corresponds to location in the computer's memory. Because everything is memory, you cannot tell the computer that it is 45, it is 67. It must be stored at location. Okay, that's why the concept of address of integer 1 is coming. Integer 1. Whenever you are typing this, it will be stored at the address of integer 1 and who has given the value? User has given the value intermediately and this will be transferred through %d, okay, to the location of integer 1. Every variable has a name, a type, a size, a value. क्या क्या चीजें हैं वेरिएबल की? वेरिएबल का नेम है, दिस इज वेरिएबल नेम. ओके, किस टाइप का वेरिएबल है ये इंटीजर टाइप का वेरिएबल है. जस्ट इंटीजर लिखने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, हमने पहले ही लिखा हुआ था इंटीजर 1. यस और नो? मेन प्रोग्राम में लिखा है ना ये इंटीजर 1 कॉमा इंटीजर 2 एंड सम. फाइन, तो ये यहाँ पर ये हो गया. तो क्या क्या चीजें हो गई? नेम हो गया, ये क्या है इसका टाइप, इसके बाद क्या है इसका साइज. जब आपने इंटीजर बोला तो इसका साइज क्या है मालूम है आप लोगों को? 4 बाइट नए कंपाइलर के हिसाब से. इसकी वैल्यू या तो पहले से हो सकती है, ओके, मींस डिफाइंड इन प्रोग्राम, not defined, actually defined is not right work. Let me write give provided in program or provided by user. Okay, so whenever user is providing, always use in combination with %d and address of integer 1. Clear? Yes or no? And provided by program, it means integer 1 equals to 45. Got it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
whenever a new value is placed into a variable through scanf, this is our scanf strategy. Scanf, and this is program. Okay, so whenever a new value is placed into a variable through scanf, for example, it replaces and destroys the previous value, whatever value will be there. Okay, in previous days, what happened whenever we are turning on the system, it holds some value. Okay, and this value is nothing but it is garbage value, uncleared memory. Due to uncleared memory, it holds that value. But nowadays, what happened? Compilers are very smart. So it always holds 0 upon initialization, but it was not the case in previous days compilers. Okay, so this says that whatever value was there in this integer, as soon as user enters the value, it will be destroyed and replaced by this value. Reading variable from memory does not change them. If you are reading this value, reading means printf %d और आपने क्या लिखा integer 1. Because you are not using any address variable or you are not doing anything, you are just reading. So it will not change the memory. It is not able to change because you are reading. How do you change this? Only in writing. So up to this, is it clear to all of you why integer type and other things are required?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
If you want any question to ask, you can ask. No question? Let me move forward. So we will start arithmetic from tomorrow. Okay. For this time, we will stop our slides and be ready for next class. And if you have any doubt, I will post this slide very soon. Okay. As already I had posted this notes, so you can use this notes for your help and just try to solve some of the programs. Fine. So thank you very much. Very much.
Thank you, sir.
So tomorrow again
Thank
we
you,
will.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, we will be there at 8 a.m. The same link is working. Okay.